Well, why don't we go ahead and get started with the interview? We've taken a look at your resume, and so we want you to tell us a little bit more about your qualifications that make you a good candidate for the job.
Well, I actually went to Berkeley and I majored in tourism and events management. What's so funny?
I have no idea.
You think that's funny?
Just fight through just go through the laughs. Let the laughs stay
Okay.
in, honestly.
Okay, I went to Berkeley and I majored in tourism and events management, and I did a lot of clubs there too to help with my events planning skills. I was part of the International Diversity Club and I helped plan their trip to Spain. A lot of my classes really helped me learn how to be organized and budget everything and just be an overall good planner, and so that's about it.
All right. You said some of your classes helped you with your experience.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think was the most impactful class you took?
I think sustainable events management really helped. It kind of went over like the ins and outs of planning things and how you can always have stuff arise that you need to be ready for. So that really helps me realize how to deal with those situations.
Do you have any experience with budgeting for a trip? Because one of the most important things is just like knowing how much money you have for a trip and planning accordingly. So do you have any experience with
Yeah.
Budgeting?
And that's a huge part of tourism and events management. When I planned my trip to Spain, as I said before, obviously the club only had a certain amount of money that we could use for airplane tickets, hotels, or hostels, and all of the stuff that we wanted to get done. So yeah, that was something that was kind of difficult budgeting, but I made it through.
So what would you say your three biggest strengths are as a travel coordinator?
Well, the biggest, I'm definitely organized. Like, I'm good at multitasking and keeping everything in order, and that's like a huge skill to have when you're planning all these sort of events. And I'm also very responsible. I know that I need to get things done like within budget and get everything so that it's organized and that everyone has a good time. And I'm also very dedicated. I really like to see the end product of what I plan, and that's always rewarding to see.
Okay. So other side of the coin, what are your three biggest weaknesses?
Well, I'm a bit of a perfectionist. I like to have everything perfect, and that obviously takes away from some time doing stuff, but at the end of the day, I like to have everything as good as it can be, and I'm also a workaholic. I definitely will throw myself into the work if, like, I'm running behind and I need to get things done. I will just push through and try to get it done, and I also pay a lot of attention to detail, and sometimes I don't look at the larger picture, but focus in on a few little things.
Okay. We are obviously an up-and-coming company. We are growing at a pretty substantial rate, so difficult decisions have to be made pretty much every day in order to keep things running smoothly. So we need someone who has no trouble making difficult decisions on a daily basis. So what is a difficult decision that you've had to make either at school, planning that trip that you were telling me about, or in a workplace environment?
Well, one of the difficult decisions I had was for the club, we only had a certain amount of slots to take people because of the budget. And so I had applications for people who wanted to go, and unfortunately I had to cut a few people, and that was definitely hard because they were members of the club, but we only had a certain amount of money to take everybody.
So have you ever had to resolve a conflict in a workplace environment?
As you probably saw on my resume, I did intern after my junior year for an events management company. And I did have to solve a lot of conflicts, and one that really stands out was I had two colleagues, and they both had a different amount for a budget for a trip, and they weren't sure which one was right because the treasurer had kind of messed it up. So I had to work with them and make sure that we got the right amount and that everything was budgeted, because one had budgeted for more and one had budgeted for less. So we had to kind of work through and take some stuff away and add stuff so that it all worked out.
And did you have to do any work to preserve their professional relationship at all?
Yes, they obviously got a little heated about both having different quotas or numbers for the price, and then they got upset when some of their stuff and their ideas had to be changed around a little.
Okay. Obviously, the business environment is changing every day. We've gone from paper and pen business to computers and laptops and PowerPoint. So, do you have skills with computer software and technology that you think that could help our company?
I do. I'm obviously proficient in Microsoft Word, Excel, and PowerPoint and Publisher. I've also set up a lot of social media sites for my internship for my other events management company, and so I know my way around those sites, and we can have your company utilize those and hopefully get the word out about your company.
Okay. Where do you see yourself in 5, 10 years in a perfect world?
I definitely hope to be working somewhere with a comfortable job and maybe even a promotion or two. And I really like events management. I really hope to be doing that and even owning my own company one day.
Okay. Obviously, I've been asking all the questions so far in the interview. Do you have any questions for me? Anything about our company that you want to know?
Not right now, but if I do, I will email you.
Okay. Well, we will definitely be in touch.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Thanks.